Hello, so I'm going to run you through the design process for Ubuntuedge, and this is the wall. It's where everything started. Obviously start from Ubuntu, the themes that we developed in terms of the atmospheres, the color, the UI, the texture. We started off with looking at the color, how we can look within the color scheme and see what else we can do with it. For example, just by manipulating the color, by layering them, we can create a totally different hues, as well as how color combinations could make an interesting contrast between each of them. So that was actually quite an extended study we did. And then we moved on to also look at texture, which obviously is very important as a physical object, and how it felt in the hand, and should it be something a bit more cold and technical, or something a bit more natural, for example ceramics, or would have a really interesting study we did on there, which is the texture as well as familiarity of the material. Porcelain is definitely interesting where it's natural but also cold touch. So it was quite an interesting study. Color that come with the material itself. And then we went on to something a bit more organic where maybe the material that we choose should speak for the form itself as well. For example, here how the wood kind of split into it, that carrying the characteristic of the material itself. So there was quite a lot of interesting study there. Then we went on to looking at, obviously, another important thing is craftsmanship. We want to make sure that it's not something that's just overly organic where it just looks like a fruit, for example, but it should be something that's carefully crafted, carefully thought of, and making sure that the quality of the craftsmanship is coming through. For example, in this watch where everything you see is the design process or the manufacturing process that comes through. And I think that's pretty much it. The wall.